Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Jimmy Reefer Cake, and I'm going to slowly groove into this one because I'm going to live stream here on the Jimmy Reefer Cake channel on YouTube. allthehypocrisy.com. That's the website. That's my website. Come on and see me. Let's look, see if anyone wants to arrive. I'm about ready to do a very, very important. So important that I'm going to take a moment to check the tuning of my guitar. And I imagine we're not going to have a lot of live viewers, but if you're listening to this later on, understand, follow Jimmy Reefer Cake on Twitter. And you will be able to know when I am going to live stream. Of course, it happens usually impulsively, so you'd have to know. How would you know when I'm going to live stream? You're just going to have to hit that notify bell on your YouTube thing. Get the notifications. But what I'm going to work towards, my friends, is a schedule. Same old crap in the news. Yeah. Republicans in Maine are whitey babies. And today those motherfuckers are gonna lose. Yes, they're gonna lose. They better lose. Same old crap, allthehypocrisy.com, Jimmy Reefer Cake live stream, Twitter. And here I am, folks. Fired up on June 12th. Today is the day to vote in Maine. Today is the day to vote in Maine. June 12th is today. And you have to get out and vote to preserve ranked choice voting. Another thing to look out for is get out and vote because, God damn it, they're trying to fuck up in any town in Maine. There are probably these little reefer laws going up to try to fuck up people's reefer games. Don't fuck with my reefer game, motherfucker. I'm happy to have some legality up in this bitch, and I'm going to keep it. So watch what happens today. I'm going to report on it tomorrow. Now it's 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, Eastern time. Ranked choice voting. How fucking simple is it? It's simpler than you could even imagine. What's the argument against it? Why, it's the dumbest, most incoherent argument said by the most serious-sounding Republican assholes in the world. They don't have a single ounce of logic on their side. They are serious-sounding assholes. They sound serious. Let me make sure that my volume is working. How about a little tappy? Oh, yeah. So they are serious-looking political people, and they're just saying the people just, well, all of these referendums in Gisham, the people have spoken, and I don't like what the people said. They wanted to legalize weed. They want ranked choice voting. They wanted to tax the fucking over 200 grand people and take all that money and go to the school. We voted for that, too. That's 3 things. What else was there? Probably something else, too. All the votes, when it went to the people in Maine, when it went to the issues, when it comes to the issues, the Republicans, and I had a song about it, which I can't even pull up now. I'm just too fucking intensely pissed about the Republicans in Maine and how they must be stopped. They are the worst babies, the biggest babies. You want to play by the rules? Then let's play. Let's fucking play. Republicans in Maine, you had Paul LePage as governor, the most unpopular governor in history. And that led to ranked choice voting Maine being the first state to accomplish it. And of course, this is the part where we go to, let's see what's going on Jimmy Reefer Cake's Twitter feed. Probably some fucking douchebag, not understanding my arguments, not understanding much anything, just being a fucking clone ass. What are they? Sheeple. I like that word, sheeple. You see that? And it's so funny how the authoritarians are supposed to be just right-wingers. The left wing has authoritarian issues. Let's get on here and see. And what's that authoritarian issue? You've heard me sing about it at Majority Report. You've heard me argue about it with Michael Brooks, Sam Cedar. You've heard Jimmy Dore. You know the argument. You know the one-party solution that Sam Cedar prescribes. Sam Cedar, a serious-looking guy, a smart-sounding guy. His thing says that there's no any way to survive on Earth except to vote for the Democrats. There's no way to survive. And so I just, you sit around and you realize things and you want to tweet it out, how simple something is. And I want to hit this guy, Cocaine Mitch, give you a shout out, buddy. And also Erica at LTLMZ Socialist. LTLMZ. So I don't know what that stands for. Little Miss Socialist. Little Mrs. Socialist. Bingo. Anyway, so I just said, just came this idea on my Twitter. It's like, God, is this really complicated? So I just tweeted, the Brooklyn Bubble Boys, Sam Cedar, Michael Brooks, say don't run in third party or independent because you will split the vote and the Republican will win. And this is something, they don't just say it in specific scenarios. They say it as an overall thing. Like that's a rule. Okay, so they basically turn themselves into bitches for the system. Yet, but I say that statement, I say, yet the vote was not split and Trump won. What say you at Jamie Peck, Jamie Elizabeth, whatever, to this insanity? So what I'm trying to do is get the argument back. Get it back and then beat the living shit out of the wrong argument, which is the argument that that there's no benefit in supporting anybody outside of the major party. We've come to the tipping point. Little Miss Socialist replied and said, I don't know what they say, but I say Doug Ford. So I looked up this Doug Ford guy, Canadian, won a race, and his party is called the PC, right? The Progressive Conservative Party or something like that. In Canada, they have all the different parties. So whatever. He wasn't supposed to win. He was outside of the main parties, and he won. And he's also been accused of selling hashish and all sorts of things. Oh, maybe that selling hashish turned out to be a fucking something to help them in the election, because that can happen in ranked choice voting. I don't know. Do they have ranked choice voting in where you are? We don't know. Let's look again. Let me see if we got anyone chatting here. Hey, Kevin Martinez. We love you, Jimmy. Thanks, buddy. That's a great thing to say to me. I could use some love. I really could. And I love you for joining me. And hopefully, okay, continuing on here, let's get to my point. Then this guy comes in. You always wait for one of these guys to come in on Twitter. So we should split the vote next time? He replies to me. And I'm not sure do I have to go back and forth the whole thing? He goes, so more Republican government is the answer? Let's just say his things. I'm just trying to take your argument to the next step. Does that upset you? Oh, yeah. I got pretty upset when he said, so more Republican government is the answer. So that's not what I was saying. Cocaine Mitch at Roshan B310. Rashan. Cocaine Mitch. That's not what I was saying. I was saying that they argue that you can't split the vote because it'll always go and somehow always going to help the Republican. For example, the reason I was thinking about that is that the Democratic Party just put a new rule in that said that Bernie can't run. Bernie can't run. It doesn't say that in those words, but that's what it says. They said you have to be part of the Democratic Party to run. Okay, so the outcomes are simple, but please give me the complicated strategy. Let's see. I got kind of mad at this guy initially, and I think I told him to just shut up. I said, it's just simplistic thinking, okay? And his question as we got back and forth is that I need to answer, okay, dude? He goes, I said ranked choice voting was a solution. And he goes, And how many Republican lawmakers need to win for us to get there? Because you know how much they love having people in America vote. So he goes, just explain how we're going to get to ranked choice voting. This is my favorite thing that I will explain, Cocaine Mitch. I will explain it. Just explain how we are going to get ranked choice voting through splitting our vote, resulting in letting the party who wants less people voting win. Okay. So basically, you're coming back to the premise that you believe in is that splitting the vote, you're saying in this statement that it makes us harder to get to ranked choice voting because you're splitting the vote. You're saying that it's harder to get to ranked choice voting because are you implying that Democrats are for ranked choice voting? Like in Maine, they are now, but I'll guarantee you the Democrats are working just like you are in your little tweets, your little fucking tweets, working hard to stop ranked choice voting. That's what they do for their life. Not the ones in Maine. See, there's a difference between the Democrats in Maine or the Democrats at a local level who are more about the issues because they haven't gotten into money stream, okay? So I'm explaining it. So the first part I explained is that what you said just assumed no matter what, there's two things, a Democrat and a Republican, and you just assume there's some rule made up in some fucking idiot's head that no matter what, the third party always takes away from Democratic voters, never could take away from a Republican. Like, why is that true? But you're saying that, and so then whatever I say to you, you just will always say that. It's always going to help. If you're looking from the perspective that all you're trying to do is stop something bad from happening, you're going to live your life like a shitty life. I mean, obviously you watch out for danger, but you have to think about what you want and what you want to make happen. So not only that, by supporting the established Democrats, like I said, Cocaine Mitch, they are actively fighting to stop ranked choice voting in the national scene. But when it turns, because Democrats are more oriented to their arguments are for the party of the people, like in Maine, now you're going to see Democrats supporting it more. Except for these certain Democrats, I bet there are some who don't. But anyone who's an independent or anything like other party has got to support it. Now, resulting in so splitting the vote, I'm going to just keep this question going. Splitting our vote results. So another thing you got to realize, Cocaine Mitch, is that when you when you get a LePage elected, for example, and the argument has been that only LePage got in just because the vote was split, which is a fairly okay argument. And not true, though, when it came to his re-election. Not true. Not at all, in my opinion. But, because Elliott Cutler didn't get much of anything at that point. And, again, there's no assumption, there's no proof that Elliott is just taking from the Democrats. Elliott Cutler is the most Republican piece of shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Elliott Cutler is an independent who everybody knows is a Republican. So you're just having another Republican out there. At the end of the day, that takes away from somebody, but you're not correct to say that always takes away from Democrats. But go even further. And this goes to the whole thing about biting the bullet and then Kevin's talking here. Republicans win when less people vote, not when the vote gets split. The vote, and so this is Kevin Martinez. And again, you'll notice on my live streams, I give ultimate preference to what you guys say here. Republicans win when less people vote, not when the vote gets split, is what Kevin Martinez is saying. I think that's kind of true, I guess. When less people vote, it usually could help. But it's I feel like there's too many general statements that people keep making, and we're not playing the game as a strategy. Like if I play any game, like chess or some shit, you don't do the same fucking moves every time. The strategy isn't, maybe I'm not that good at chess, but most games I like to play, there's an element of trying different strategies each time and then eventually winning. And that goes back to my original statement. But then Kevin with another one. The vote getting split literally means more people will vote literally, meaning Republicans don't win. Thank you, brother. Like more total. So the guy, that's on another level where this Cocaine Mitch is just way out there, just not true. And all these fucking sheeple, just because Sam Cedar sounds reasonable or looks reasonable and is very passionate about his fucking theory, it doesn't mean shit. I just heard that Republican piece of shit sound reasonable and argue against ranked choice voting in his thing. Oh man, I gotta get it. Okay, we're doing good here though. I gotta get to my point. I don't even know. I guess I'm making my point, just one rant after another. But the guy, so the other thing, okay, then going into the future. So that's good points by Kevin. But then to go ahead, here's what you do is you go ahead, you say, fuck, LePage wins. Fine, maybe sometimes you split the vote and the thing that you think is worse happens. And remember, all this is happening in a pre-ranked choice voting world. And so the guy's saying, how telling people to split the vote, which we did in Maine. People started splitting the vote. Independents are huge in Maine. They don't trust the Democratic Party. And for good reason, because of the representation, to some extent, of a Hillary Clinton. I mean, why the fuck do you think that anybody would find the Democratic Party appealing when the figureheads are these ghoulish, rich fucking pigs, the ones that you see on a national level? The independents come across as the more sincere actors. Who knows? They probably aren't. So anyway, the way it plays out, it goes kind of like to the theory of the backlash or whatever, like shock the system and then get change. So just the way that Trump can hopefully, maybe some good will come of a horrible guy like LePage. It's a bad outcome. He got elected. And then the Democrats I'm not even going to talk about how he got reelected. I guess I could give you the mainly is maybe because there wasn't a strong independent in there to beat, because the Democrat wasn't going to win. They picked Mike Michaud was a horrible choice. And I don't even want to get into my thing about him. It's just too frustrating to think about how bad the Democrats are and how they let Paul LePage win. After he was just so horrendously disliked, and all the things that is just a big thing there. But it definitely, the point is that because of the horribleness of Paul LePage, it became evidence that ranked choice voting is needed. So exactly wrong, Cocaine Mitch. Exactly wrong. Exactly simplistic. Exactly fucking wrong. Just like a good old little Democrat. You're just a fucking loss waiting to happen. You got your finger on the lose button. Lose, baby, lose, baby, lose. I don't fucking take kindly to this shit. You know, I've had a fucking kind of had some realizations and a rough time. I talked about my personal loss to my family, and just mentally speaking, there's no gain without suffering. There's no gain without suffering. You can't grow. And so I'm switching over to other things, like I'm trying to look at some suffering and like take it on. I don't want to run away. If you start to run away, you're going to be a failed human, and you're not going to be what you could be. You're not untapping the power of the human mind. I want to take like the hardest way sometimes and just force yourself to suffer. So that's a thing for working out. Okay. I'm doing 100 push-ups every fucking day, to help my mind and help me learn how to suffer. 100 push-ups every fucking day. And that's not short term. It's not good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good, but it kind of gives me inspiration that I can suffer. And I think that's a problem with the progressives and with a lot of people on the normies, or like, I guess, a giant chunk of very weak-minded people, and not an ability to see the power of your own mind and the power of the power of the human mind and the spirit, like the energy that we don't tap into because we're just afraid. We're always afraid. And then you see like you're going to die someday. And every second that you waste being afraid, whatever. I'm going to go. This is great. Thank you, Kevin Martinez. And I wonder if there's some kind of fucked up echo because I'm playing my... But yeah, I'm going to do some push-ups right now for you fuckers. I'm going to do some push-ups on screen. And you know what I'm going to eventually do? Just to show you fuckers about suffering, okay? And that suffering is part of growth. Like, it comes down to that's the path of Trump, okay? And I saw a lot of people who don't know how to suffer. Like, a lot of people who can't turn a negative into a positive. And so I'm going to embrace pain and suffering on a daily basis. And I'm going to set a fucking deadline next 420. Okay, that's a lot, but plenty of time. I'm going to rip out 420 push-ups on the internet live as part of my celebration. So right now, let's just rip out, I'm hitting my 100 a day. I'm going to rip out 20 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Elbows totally got to get to at least 90 degrees. You got to barely just almost touch the floor with your chest. And I believe that's 20. I don't know. Close enough. So push-ups, 100 a day. Start doing that. Republicans are supposed to be tough. They act like they're tough, manly. You're not tough. Ranked choice voting just means you fill in your fucking first choice, your second choice. We all are going to order lunch, okay? Guys, everybody? Let's order lunch. Got the fucking people together. The whole office is here. Hey, everybody. Order some lunch. What do you guys want? What do we got for choices out there? We're all going to eat this. We can only order from one place, okay? And guess what? You all have to eat it. You can't not eat. And sorry, that's how it's got to be. So how can we figure out a system to fucking order lunch so that everybody gets the lunch that they want and a lunch that they can eat? How do we figure out that system? It's called ranked choice voting. We just do it verbally, but you know, no, I hate that. I can't eat that. I hate that Paula Page soup. I can't eat that shit. Okay? I can't eat that. Oh, I'll accept some Chinese. Sushi, fine, I'll take the sushi. So you got these choices. Everybody in the room says, you know, God damn it, I can't stand this. Put that down to number 5. This I like, number 1. This is good too, number 2, number 3. Okay. Can people still get screwed? Yes. But it makes, so then you vote. Okay, everyone votes. And now it's actually not it's different from lunch in a way, because you would never force someone if it's all they could eat. You would always try to say, fine, we'll get pizza, but it's better than it would be without ranked choice voting. You vote, and 30% of people want pizza. Well, then we get pizza because there's nothing close to that. We do ranked choice, 30% want pizza, but Chinese food, 20% was their first choice. And since pizza didn't take 50%, so at least half the people aren't happy, we look at the second vote, and we take everybody's second choice, and then we find out the second choice has a lot of Chinese food. 20% were there, and 25% had a first choice of Chinese food. 45%, oh, then second choice for pizza? Only 20%, so they only get, whatever, 40. You add those second things, so then more people get us lunch that they enjoy. So understanding ranked choice voting, the whole system is maybe slightly complicated because you have to explain that, you know, the second, once it isn't a 50%, then the second percent gets thrown in. Okay? So that's maybe to explain how it's counted up, but to explain how to vote, it's as simple as just take your first and then your second. You don't have to pick a third choice. You don't have to. So all it gives, it does nothing that is the Republicans are arguing that this is complicated. They have no argument besides that it's complicated. It's not complicated. If you can't fucking list what you like first and what your second choice is, I mean, you don't even have to. Once again, you can just do your first choice. Man, and it's like, so that's what makes me sick, is we're leading the way in this ranked choice voting thing. Other issues too. And the Republicans in Maine are just so bad. Like, they're so fucking bad. They're such babies. We have recreational weed laws that are getting held up. We're not going to have social clubs. A social club where you could smoke weed. I would walk into that place. It'd be be my home. It'd be like, Jimmy, like Norm when he comes into Cheers. There's a social club. That means people can socialize with each other. And again, it's pathetic, man. And that don't matter. We're going to go out to bars and we're going to smoke joints in the cigarette smoking areas. We're going to have our vapes. But, you know, it's technically going to be something that if you're a little too drunk, the cop might fucking throw the book at you for a little ticket. But it's still legal. So, you know, we're still there. But it's proof that Republicans are not about freedom. Republicans they're not about small government. They add all these fucking stupid rules. They control your freedom. They're hypocrites. They're liars. And the Democrats are doing fine here in Maine. And by the same token, because of Cocaine Mitch and like these people, Sam Cedars, fucking Michael Brookses, none of you guys are bad. That's like you're a bad person. You're not like the Republicans who are babies. My argument with you, you agree that you want ranked choice voting. None of you fuckers would vote against it. So the thing is, if you want to get there, you're going to have some suffering. Okay. You're going to have to suffer a little bit to get there. I'm going to fucking do another 20 push-ups. Show you about suffer. You think I want to do this? Do you think I want to do 20 more push-ups? No. Fucking don't, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to suffer. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. You got to suffer, man. And this fucking pussy world doesn't want to suffer. They just want to get everything they want for easy. Everything easy. Well, I'm going to fucking suffer and I'm going to be patient. I'm going to suffer and I'm going to be patient. And next fucking year, I'm going to do 420 motherfucking push-ups on 420. 2019. And for Christ's sake, I hope I can raise some money for my website with that. allthehypocrisy.com. Let's do it. Let's get the fuck out of here. I got to get some shit done. I got to go vote. Oh, yeah. People say smoking weed, wait, how many fun, it's gonna make you dumb. That's not true. You hear my stoner voice, but I guess the words, they didn't make it through. Because you don't fucking understand what I'm saying. And you think you're smarter than me, but I'm smarter than you. Little chord mix up there, though. All right, the push-ups got me. Peace.